Heritage Foundation Senior Research Fellow Eugene Kontorovich joins me now to break all of this down. Eugene, good morning. It is great to see you. Let's get to the UN General Assembly first. The president is going to be making a speech. The UN, obviously, one of the most progressive bodies there is out there. So what sort of reception do you think the president will receive?
I think the UN is going to be polite and even deferential to the president, because the president understands that the UN is a broken institution running primarily on U.S. dollars that supports every kind of woke idea and fantasy in the world while not giving America its money's worth. So they want to basically pretend that they're going to think about reform, they're going to think about doing better, and try to stonewall for 3 years and hope a different administration will be less critical.
Okay.
But, if they think President Trump is stupid, they're going to find out he's not.
Okay, well, now we got to get to Palestinian statehood, because I just said it. Britain, Australia, Canada, and Portugal, by the way, all now saying that they're going to recognize a state of Palestine. What does this actually mean in practice?
In practice, the biggest implication, it doesn't mean there is a Palestinian state. Indeed, when you look at what they say in their recognition, they say, we really think there should be a Palestinian state, so we're going to recognize one so that it can then exist. Now, believing in fairies does not conjure them into being. It doesn't make them real, no more so than believing in a Palestinian state. But what it really does accomplish is blowing up the hostage negotiations that President Trump invested so much of his political capital in. He really started his term from the beginning saying we have to end the war in Gaza, and invested so much time and energy in bringing Hamas to the bargaining table. Now, France and Britain say to Hamas, we got your back. You don't have to negotiate at all. You don't have to release any hostages, and we're going to recognize a Palestinian state, something you've not been able to accomplish in decades. And it teaches separatist groups around the world, and it teaches the Palestinians, if you want to score diplomatic wins, murder, rape, and maim civilians. And of course, it totally blows up President Trump's...
Eugene, to that point, Keir Starmer said this solution is not a reward for Hamas because it means Hamas can have no future, no role in government, no role in security. Well, someone needs to tell Hamas that, because a senior leader in Hamas said Mr. Starmer's announcement is a step in the right direction, even if it came too late. So obviously, statehood, a recognition of Palestinian state, is a reward for October 7th. But these nations don't seem to have squared that circle. Right now, there is the ground offensive taking place in Gaza. So what should the plan be for the region once this war is over?
So I think President Trump has articulated some of the main elements. Hamas needs to be eradicated from Gaza, but you cannot put Gaza under the leadership of the Palestinian Authority, because the Palestinian Authority is what resulted in Hamas in the first place. You need Israeli military security presence, keeping that area secure, and you need to let people leave. Those people are prisoners. Half the people in Gaza have already, before the war, said they want to leave, or close to half. So we need to let those people leave. And now, to counter the damage caused to any potential diplomatic process by the French and British effort, the president needs to fight fire with fire and recognize Israeli sovereignty in Judea and Samaria, where already hundreds of thousands of Jews live.
Understood.
This is the holy land, this is the biblical land, and President Trump needs to say, we're going to do the opposite of what France and the UK are doing.
Just a few scheduling notes for viewers out there. President Trump also expected to meet with Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky later this week in New York City on the sidelines of the UN General Assembly. There's also going to be a big meeting today on a Russia jet incursion into Estonia. So a lot going on the foreign policy front. Eugene Kontorovich, thank you so much for helping us break it all down. We appreciate you.
All right, thanks.
All right, you're very welcome.